What's up, guys? Today we're playing a game called Damascus Gear Operation Tokyo. Now this is on the Nintendo Switch eShop currently for $14.99. It is also out on the Vita, the PS4, and Steam. Now what's interesting here is Steam and the PS4 version have, in this case, HD in the title, whereas the Vita and the Switch version do not. Now, I don't have a side-by-side comparison of the PS4, Steam, and Switch versions, and I'm not sure if they just omitted that just because it was unnecessary, or if this is a port from the Vita version. So it's hard to say where it falls in line with the other versions. Just thought it was a little interesting to note that there is no HD in the title, for whatever that actually means. Now, you may be wondering, what is Damascus Gear? Because I saw it on the eShop, and I realized that this is one I had seen at one point. I kind of passed over it on the other systems and on Steam. And the reason it caught my eye is because it's done by Arc System Works. So you, of course, you know them from most recent games like Dragon Ball FighterZ, for example. And I was curious about it when I saw that. Now, this game also has, of course, it's, as you can see, it's about gears or mechs or whatever you want to call them. They call them gears in this. But in this case, it has to do with gears and kind of an action, almost RPG style. We're going to go over all of that and the mechanics. We're going to run a mission as well. But as you can see here, I have my gear, I guess you'd call it, right here. And I have painted it purple, yes. But the idea here is you seem to go on missions. The story kind of has the gears almost taking over, kind of fighting against humans, and you use gears to fight them. But if we go into our dock, you can see that you pretty much, what you do is mostly, in this case, just customize your gear. You don't actually level up. You don't get any like new skills technically. You pretty much just, in this case, customize your gear. As you can see, I kind of move around here. These are all things you get as you run missions. So you get new headpieces, new bodies, new arms, legs, shoulders, right weapon, left weapon. And it's an interesting setup. So let me go to... Left weapon is my laser that I have there. It's like a charge laser. It's kind of cool. And then my right weapon, I have it set up as my melee weapon. And I had a... What is this thing? This is kind of funny because it's kind of like almost like a big like basically boxing glove that you punch them with, I guess. But then they also have like swords, which are pretty cool. And I kind of like the swords because they, in this case, they would they're a little faster, right? So I'm actually gonna drop down to a sword just because I like that. Actually looks like a spike in that case. But we'll go with the spike in that for that. I also have a big laser cannon on the top, but I think I'm decked out to the point where I'm going to run this next mission. So let me, yeah, I have a laser there. So let me go back. Yes, we'll go back to main menu. And we're going to run a mission. Now, the way this works, it seems fairly linear to a degree. You do occasionally get a couple missions thrown at you, but it's pretty much a list, and then you move up in mission ranks, which then, of course, gets you better gear that then let you go up to the next mission. And the missions are pretty similar, I'm going to say that. So far, it's pretty straightforward, but we'll pick one here. We have emergency aid or supply recovery operation. We're actually do the, I guess, the supply recovery operation and kind of jump in here. So you accept the mission, we have a little load screen, and we drop in. They explain the mission here where we're going to do the recovery of supplies provided by Freya's Western Branch. They've been airdropped around the city inside of containers, and there are 4 locations in the district and 4 locations in the other district that make a total of 8 locations. And it looks like there's a rage. The rage there's like smaller gears that you fight against. The rage is almost like the next step up. They're almost like the elite gears that you fight against. So they're a little harder to destroy. So we're going to go ahead and recover them. We have 15-minute time limits. They do give you a bit of a time limit. Now, most times I don't get that close to the time limit unless I'm just outright lost. You have a mini-map at the top. You have kind of your weapons at the bottom right that have bars that fill up. Okay, these are just rages right away. So you can see they're kind of coming after me right away. And I'm actually going to try to get rid of them fairly quickly. I have a little dodge button like that. That obviously helps me quite a bit to get away from them. I have my health is that blue bar there. And the one below that to the bottom left is my, there we go, nice, is my boost gauge. So you see I use it to boost around when I do those dodges. And I got them all, cool. Then you also have just a straight up, oh, there's more of them coming, jeez. Then you also just have a straight up just boost in general. Let me get rid of these guys. You just have a boost by holding R, and you can kind of just boost around. And it is this isometric type look, so you're never ground level or anything. You're always kind of looking down at what are pretty basic models. They're not fancy, like the visuals aren't fancy in this game. I don't think they ever have been. After taking a look at the screenshots and some of the gameplay on the other versions, they don't look like, you know, dazzling like visual styles or anything. It's pretty straightforward. Now, I get it. It's kind of an indie game, I guess. It's 15 bucks, so it's not like, you know, a $6 game or anything. But the visual style, I guess, gets it done. Although the one thing I've noticed is the levels tend to look very similar. This level I'm actually on right now, I see it a lot. I see it a lot, is what I'll say. I got enough guys here. I'm going to try to take him out with this laser. There we go. So you, of course, have the big cannon on your back. Kind of reminds me of, I guess, Wing Zero or Wing from Gundam Wing. That's what I always think when I see these big cannons, like, destroy everything in front of them. So let's kind of push up here. I have my little radar that I hit to see if there's anyone in front of me. This looks to be one of the crates. I destroyed it, and titanium. Okay, so I've recovered. I only got one, actually. I still gotta get 7 more of these things. So I better be quick because I don't have a lot of time. I'm actually gonna keep kind of blasting around here. Hit him with the big laser, of course. That always works. For these smaller guys, the big laser works all right. It doesn't even take long to recharge. It's like, once you get this laser, it makes the game a lot easier. More titanium ore, and we'll start moving up this way. The mini-map at least gets the job done, but it doesn't do the best to kind of pinpoint everything. Like, it didn't really show, oh, that's cool. It didn't really show where that crate was, I guess, when I was just looking at it. They all drop weapons and everything as well. Whoa, he actually shot at me. Sometimes, oh, okay, that didn't work out. He has a big laser too. You know what? Here's my big laser. Boom, take him out. Got him, nice. Yeah, everyone should just use their big lasers. That apparently works. So we're gonna push up here. Yeah, that's the one thing I noticed is, so I can go to the next district. I didn't go on the other side though. You can kind of see everything looks, oh, okay, he's trying to shoot me. Pretty easy to dodge if you see it, and I'll just start hitting him with the spike that I equipped. Does pretty good damage. 549. I do like that the numbers pop up when you shoot them, like you would expect in like an action RPG almost. That way you can kind of tell how much damage, I guess, everything is doing that you have, which is nice. Blast through them. And we'll keep working up. This does tend to be what you end up doing most of the time, is what you're seeing right now, is mostly just fighting guys and then finding. In this case, it was a little different, actually, believe it or not, here, because usually you're just kind of working through everyone, just fighting everyone. In this case, I'm actually looking for supply drops. This is actually a little different. Man, there's actually a lot of guys here. The big laser, do some damage. Get rid of the little guys, and then we'll take care of this rage real quick. They do have bigger rages or bosses that you fight. Usually you'll see them at the end of a level, and I'm hoping I see one up here so you guys can see them. But there are some pretty cool ones. There was one, I think, called Fire Wheel, and it was actually pretty strong, and it was a longer battle than I thought it was going to be. They had a pretty good-sized health bar. But I ended up taking care of them, and they dropped the unique weapon. I think that's kind of the idea here. Think of almost like, I guess, a Diablo-style game with mechs, sort of. But there's no multiplayer that I've seen at all. I haven't seen any multiplayer at all in here. No options, nothing. It seems to be straight single-player. And it's very similar to, I'm thinking, a Diablo with mechs, a top-down Diablo with mechs. And it's not bad in that sense, but just keep in mind, what you're seeing here is most of the time what you're doing. So it can get, I think, repetitive for some people, although some people like the grind, right? They like doing mostly what I'm doing here to get more stuff. And that's fine. I do know there is an audience for that, but it's, oh, Flame Wheel. See, there's one guy. He's actually not a boss anymore. Oh, all right. So actually, maybe he was a little different. I know he was Flame Wheel, but he wasn't yellow. He was like pitch, he's completely red. He's like beet red. So we're going to keep going around here. So keep that in mind. There are going to be times where you're, there we go, another one right here. Mostly just doing this pretty constantly. Oh, nice, got 2 of them here. I got to go back, I think, to that other place, so I have to go all the way back around. So you're not gonna do things too differently. Like, I would love to see some cool stuff that they do with this, with the story. Maybe they do something with like there's like a tournament or something where pilots fight. Like they could have had your pilot level up, right? That would have been cool. But nothing like that. You mostly increase your defense, your attack, and everything else through upgrading your gear. But I think if you had upgraded your pilot's level, that could have been neat. I would have liked that. Just maybe a little more depth to it. $15 is still, it's still 15 bucks. Let's go through here, and we'll go back to this side of the district, and you can kind of see. In this case, I'm just wandering. I do know that I didn't go on the other side over here, so maybe there is more crates on this side. And it runs well on the Switch, as you'd expect. It's not a graphically intense game or anything. Yeah, there's a bunch of guys over here. Nice. Then with the big laser, of course. Big laser always works. There we go. Oh, there's a bigger guy there, actually, this time. Oh, big laser's still charging. You can see at the bottom right, you got all your weapons and everything at charge. You could keep blasting through them. This would be a good game to have like a turbo button on your controller. Using the Pro controller, of course. I'll also give you guys handheld footage as usual. We might end up doing that on this level because this is actually taking longer than I thought it would. I mean, I guess they said find 8 of these containers, so of course it's going to take a while. And I noticed she is not telling me. I see titanium ore down there. She kept chiming in constantly and telling me how many I had, and now she's going pretty quiet. So I don't know what that's about. Blast them real quick. Mel break, interesting. So we'll see how many more of these I need. Maybe she'll actually say something soon. Oh, I need 2 more. Ooh. This is one of the issues I would run into sometimes. There was another mission where I had to destroy a certain amount of gears on the other side, and I noticed that they don't really tell you where to go or anything, and you end up getting to a point where you need 1 more gear to fight, and you have no idea where to go, and you have a time limit. Keep in mind you have a time limit. So you're kind of kicking down time, and I ended up having to play it again because I ended up finding the gear that I had to kill, but they had so much health, I wasn't able to destroy them in the time that was like left over. So that was a bit of a problem, and I'm noticing that here too, that I guess I have to do more exploring. And I think what would be better is if they took the map and grayed out parts that you haven't been to yet. Like, you know, maybe have it change color as you go to those different parts. That would probably help. But in this case, I don't really know. I can't remember as well if I had been to that part, or I'm going to go through here. Have I been to this part? And that's a bit of an issue. I think they could probably work that out if they really cared to in a patch. But I guess I'll keep going through here, and I will jump you guys over to handheld mode now, and I guess we'll continue this part in handheld mode so you guys can see how it plays there. It's played fine so far that I've played it in handheld mode. Oh, look, I found some more guys. So we'll continue this part there and try to, I guess, finish out the level with this, I guess, getting the last supply crates in handheld mode. So thank you so much, guys, for stopping by. And if you enjoyed this game, it's Damascus Gear. It's on the eShop now. It's also on the Vita, the PS4, and Steam. If you want to get on another system, is fine too. It's $14.99. And guys, I will see you in the next episode.